Hi everyone, this is Steve with Flex VRA, and today I want to show you a new feature on the Flex software that we've added called house rules. So when we're doing VRA testing, the goal is to get those clear head turns to the left and to the right, but we've heard some audiologists say that our center monitor content can almost be a little too interesting at times for some patients. So when the center screen grabs the child's attention, they actually kind of fixate on it, and it becomes harder to get those consistent head turns to the left and to the right. So house rules helps to fix that. When house rules is turned on, the center reinforcer follows really simple rules. It keeps the child engaged just enough to stay calm, but not enough to compete with your left and right reinforcers. So here's how it works. So here's my setup with a 3-monitor Flex VRA system. And the first thing I want to do is show the problem we're trying to solve with house rules. So on my patient here, I'm going to put an arrow signifying their attention, and we're going to activate our left. And we can see that they look at the left and they're interested, and then we bring them back to center. And let's just say they really like cats, and now they're all into this reinforcer they saw in the center here. We're going to activate left, and that attention is going to be so fixated on the center reinforcer, we're not going to maybe get a great head turn to the left going forward. So this is where we'd set up house rules for our center monitor. So to do this, we would touch our screen to bring up the on-screen service menu and go into setup. And then in setup, we would click options at the bottom. And you can see this section at the bottom called house rules. This allows us to tell the center monitor, I want you to behave a certain way regardless of what happens on the remote control. So in this example, we're going to turn geometric patterns on so it only shows really simple geometric patterns. And then we're also going to turn the sound always off so that regardless of mute on left and right, we're always off. Let's activate left, and you see we get the attention there, and we bring them back to center with a simple geometric pattern, a little less interesting than what's happening on the left and the right. And we'll show an example of this over on the right. And back to center. So again, the whole point of this is that we get consistent behavior during the test, and the child stays relaxed, but their strongest visual interest comes from the side reinforcers, not the center. So I'll show you one last example of a setup we did for a few audiologists where they actually wanted to just take everything off the screen and just show the lights. So we go into house rules here, and we're going to say, okay, I just want lights only and nothing else. So when you hit lights only on like that and press play VRA, now we're going to go ahead and activate our left. It has sound. We turn the lights off on the side so that there's no lights, and now the center is still novel because the light's going to come on, but only the light's going to come on. Right goes on, no lights, then back to center with just a light bar. So again, there's a lot of different options you can have with house rules to kind of make your center be differentiated. But we think it's going to be a really valuable tool, and we're excited to offer it in 2026. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.